Nick, head forward for yes and to the right for no. Show me yes. Big pull forward, chin to chest. There you go. Keep going. Good. Keep going. Perfect. All right, I'm going to reset you. I know it's hard. A little bit tight. Head forward for yes and to the right for no. Show me no. Good. Keep going. Real big. Keep turning. There you go. Perfect. Keep going.
Good job.
Nick, do dogs live in the ocean? Make it big.
Good job, Nick.
Nick, I'm going to ask you about what state we're in. Okay. Head forward for Texas and to the right for Louisiana. Nick, what state are we in? Head forward for Texas, to the right for Louisiana.
Good job, Nick. Nick, here's your first word. And here's your second word. Touch cup with your head. Great job, Nick. Great job. Nick, here's your first word. And here's your second word. Touch plate with your head. Good job, Nick.
Nick, pull your hand up here. This one, your left hand, pull it up. All the way up. There you go. Pull this arm up here. You're going the other way. You can. There you go. There you go. All right, now push it back down. You were showing me that you could put it down. Now pull it all the way down. There you go.
Keep going, Nick.
Go, 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 go.
Good.
All right, now down.
Yeah. Do you see the mirror, Nick? Follow the mirror. There's a voice.
All right, Nick. Just like you practiced before, okay? I'm gonna take the pen. All right. Nick, can you push forward? Let's make an N. There you go. Good, keep going. Make it big. Okay, a little bit more. Make a big movement. Pulling that, okay. So you know what's next for the N. All right, how about push up to the top of the paper again to complete that N. There you go, keep going. Make it big. Good, big push, come on. There you go. All right, you wanna show them your N?
Good
Great
job.
job, Nick.
You want to finish writing your name?
That was a no.
What about your initials? Can you make a T?
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
Good compromise.
Oh, I don't even need to tell you.
Yeah.
Okay. This would be a big T. All right, pick it up. Let's get to the middle here. And you know where to go to finish the T. Big pull. Keep going.
Keep going.
Make this bottom part as big as the top. All right. You done?
Rock star.
Look at you.
Woo!
Dr. O'Brien, when we're watching the therapists perform work with Nick and we see their hands on their head, why do they do that?
Nick has a lot of tone and spasticity that's limiting his ability to move. They're supporting his head just to keep it in that position. Once he activates and moves, they don't move. So they're not at all facilitating communication. They're just keeping his head stable. He doesn't have the muscles to hold it there at this time.
And then once he completes that movement, I notice they kind of reset him into that position. Is that what's happening?
Right. They are bringing his head back upright. Currently, if you just let Nick sit by himself, he doesn't have the musculature to hold his head upright, so it would fall. What he's controlling the movement, he's volitionally moving forward for yes and to the right for no.
And is this the best way you found for him to communicate at this point?
Yeah, currently because he is not speaking, we started initially looking for modes of communication, ways he can tell us how things are, what he's feeling, what he'd like, show us that what he knows. By positioning him just right, we're able to identify that he has the ability to both bring his head forward and turn to the right or flex to the right.
Talk about when, the time it takes for him to begin movement. Notice even particularly with the handwriting, when you give the command, there is a delay, but then once he starts, it is a continuous movement from there on. Why is that?
Right. Nick clearly has shown that he knows what we're saying. He knows what we're asking him to do. He knows what he wants to do. It's the spasticity and tone in his body that is limiting his ability to move his arm in the direction he'd like. So he's sending that message to his arm to move, but it takes a little bit longer to overcome that tone and spasticity. It's likely that that message doesn't get sent as quick as it did before the injury as well, but he is showing pretty quick processing of information.
And then once that information gets there, though, he is making fairly fluid movements with his writing. Talk again too about the handwriting. We saw kind of the same thing with the therapist's hands kind of positioned above and below his hand. What is that for?
She's just removing the weight of the arm. Nick is very weak. He has been in hospital for a very long time. So he's trying to overcome the spasticity, but his muscles are actually very weak. So the therapist is actually just removing gravity and allowing him to move with less weight, actually. So he's pushing a lighter arm, if you will.
And that, of course, makes it easier for him to complete the movement because of the spasticity
Correct.
and the fact that his muscles are very weak.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
The mirror that you use, it's clear when you look at it, his eyes are following. Is that what you're looking for, is him to lock on that object?
Right. One of the ways we can tell if someone is conscious is by their ability to show that they're aware of their surroundings. One of the things we weren't sure about Nick initially is could he see? He has clearly demonstrated that he can see by moving the mirror in front of his eye without telling him in which direction we will be moving it. By his ability to smoothly pursue and follow that mirror, it shows me that he can see the mirror moving in front of him. Once we knew he could see, we could move on to things like, can Nick read? So that's when we could test, knowing that he had two different movements, we could hold different words in front of his face. If he could identify the word, we knew he could read.